So we used to have our chickens over there, but then I decided that I was gonna burn crash and kind of burnt the whole thing down. So I had to start all over, and knew I wanted something to look like an outhouse, and I just thought it'd be cute, a little different. Um, my husband actually got skids and stuff at work, so we pretty much made it out of scrap wood that he got at work. We did buy these, I don't even know what these are called, like little wood slats or whatever, but we got like a whole bundle of them for like $3, just to give it a look. They don't really do anything other than they look cool. High-tech engineering here. Let's show you more engineering feat here. I hated having to go in and out to, in our last chicken house, I hated having to go in and out, letting the chickens into the chicken yard. So we rigged up this thing in the back. There's a little slide that lets the door open and close. I don't know if you can watch. We'll show the other side. But anyway, I'm just going to show you right here. This is up. The door goes down. Pull this up and lets the chickens out. Then we got some high-tech working material here. I thought that I could just put one hook on here, but after a while the chickens start pushing on it and everything else, so I had to put one down low too. And it wasn't so much the chickens as much as we had coons and possums coming up, and it just wasn't staying tight, so they was getting in through the bottom, so we had to put a latch there. My poor door. I don't even know how old this run is, but so I put the fences in and I made sure that they were tall enough because I knew I wanted to put a net up, because the last time we had little chickens, we had problems with hawks coming in, and the hawks like diving in. So I knew I wanted to put a net up, but I also knew that I would probably be in the chicken pen at some point in time, and I didn't want to have to crawl around on my hands and knees and chicken poop. So I put the net up on the top. Got a regular run. We used to have, when I had a whole bunch of chickens, we had a run for each thing. We had a run for our regular chickens, we had a run for Baney chickens, we had a run for the ducks, and we had a run for guineas. So I knew we weren't going to have ducks and guineas anymore. I knew I wasn't going to have Banies anymore. So I knew I just needed one run for the chickens. So that's all I did, was the one run. Mistakes made. First would be when I built this. I built it next to the tree because I thought it'd be good shade for my chickens, which it is good shade for the chickens, but I didn't think about how big the tree would get. So yeah, it's not close to a watering source. It's been fill a 5-gallon bucket full of water and having to haul water out. No water source, really bad idea. But I do like how the chicken house turned out. Chicken house works out wonderfully. In all honesty, I prefer free-range chickens, so to do it all over again, I probably won't put a chicken run out at all. I'll just let them free-range and then go in and out of the house. So this is my last-minute garden. Normally, if I'm going to put a garden in, it is normally already figured out by at least Mother's Day. I usually get it in a little earlier, but this year I didn't have any intentions of doing a garden, but then I seen everybody else's garden and I had garden envy, so I last minute decided I was gonna throw together a garden. And really what I call this is a salsa garden, because that's the main thing. I make out of it is salsa and spaghetti sauce, and they actually have a lot of the same ingredients, which is tomatoes, green peppers, and onions, and then obviously the jalapenos. So yeah, I call it the Salsa Garden whenever I don't put a big garden out. I guess the problem, I would say, from having it here is that it's just right off of the house, so it's kind of an eyesore. And we was having issues with possum getting into it, so I lost some green peppers and lost 2 of my jalapeno peppers because of the critters. We just fixed that issue by putting up the fence, and then obviously our dog helped us out on that issue, so good for him. Good boy. Not really a very big area, and I'm kind of wanting to expand so that I could get, because I do like stew vegetables. I call it the soup starter, and it's basically carrots, onions, and celery. Just cut up some of those, and I like freezing those or canning those, and I want to get that in. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff I want to do, and I want to try raised beds so that I can get lettuce throughout the winter. And yeah, so I've outgrown it, and it's time to go back to my bigger garden.
This is our pitiful shed, barn, whatever you want to call it, and you wouldn't know it by looking at it, but that thing housed 14 goats, probably 80 chickens, 8 guineas, you name it, it went in and out of there. There were runs going down this side, probably 5 runs that way. There's 5 stalls inside there. This side had pigs. The ducks were ran out of the back, out of a little building, looks like a little, just a small little shelter for them, and it looks pitiful. And obviously it collects everything that I don't know what to do with right now, so everything's kind of piled in it, around it. I think there's even some stuff up on top of it.
So this is my little orchard. Like I said, we already got the trees planted. This was the 4th year. We actually did get fruit this year, but between the deer and the birds and the Japanese beetles, well, we didn't get to eat, but we did feed a lot of critters this year. The fruit didn't get very big, and from what I hear from other people is because I haven't pruned my trees. So this fall, that's on the list to do, is to prune them way back so that the fruit that we get is going to be bigger and better.